Hey kids, Inverted Cow here. Welcome back to Space Haven. As many of you may or may not know, my computer took a nosedive. It basically fried itself and had to be put down, and not in a good way. Therefore, I've had to get a new computer. New computer means new installs of all of my favorite programs, including Space Haven. During the transition to Space Haven, or to the new computer, I mean, Space Haven did an update. Version 1.2 or version 12 came out. They now have 2x3 and 3x2 grid size ship canvases are into the game. So this is now the 3-block wide ships. Logistics robots and salvage robots are now added. And ship windows, which are basically decorative. And these are also on inside walls, so I can build these on inside walls and exterior walls, which is nice. I mean, you can have light coming through your stations. Modified MP ships and stations. Roofs are now visible by default, which have not been visited. This is something that they were talking about before the last season ended, or wherever it was. Hull paint generator, which creates color patterns on spaceships. Added some decoration, so just some random dribbles on the tops of ships, so they look better as you go. Some sound generation noises, more sounds. More sounds. Okay, so you can add airlock. You can add priorities to certain airlocks, which is good because sometimes you have airlocks that just get swamped with junk, and you got to wait while it gets held halfway across the ship, when they have a cargo bay where it's supposed to go to right next to the other airlock. That's always been something that's been a kind of a minor irritant for me, is especially with a larger ship with multiple airlocks. New menus, and open and close for all vents. Oh, now that's one that we definitely need, because there are times where you just have to lock the ship down, and one button click would do that. Statistical menu with additional information. Crew member moods. Mod and remove to... Okay. Improved and added features to UI. Types of resources are visible on the floor, make it easier to see what's actually in the crate piles on the ship. Okay. Crew members are now capable of carrying a downed person on a derelict ship to the shuttle by themselves. So you don't have to order them to pick it up. They will actually just do it, I guess, I suppose. A couple of new ships. Modified some in-game icons. New floors. More graphics. Increased CO2 needs for plants and decrease the CO2 generation of Okay, so now it's trying to make it so that the CO2 producer is actually needed. This was a device that I never actually used because it never had a purpose. Chemical costs, more chemicals to produce. Prison areas for military NPC. nuts and seeds and composter. I mean, I don't see the reason for composting perfectly good food. Clicking when panning screen and fixed bugs. Yeah, well, lots of bugs. So yeah, basically a complete rework on the main version. Modified some more texts. Added some information to robot stations. Added some to the enslavement facility. Fixed scenario tips. Don't know what blue objectives is, but I'm sure we'll figure that out. Added some translations for new scenario hints. Okay, cool. So, knowing that I lost everything, it also means that I have no other choice but to start a game. I don't have any load games saved. All my save games and stuff were on the computer that died. So, unfortunately, I have to start all over again from scratch. Now, you know me, normal mode. I like the abandoned mining station over the basic platform. The basic platform starts you out with a simple basic ship. The abandoned mining station gives you a little bit more resources, but you have to build your own ship from scratch. It's also a lot easier to screw up. So there's that. So again, we're going to have to give ourselves another cow tube. One. Click on Connect. We will take difficulty setting of medium. Gives us 6 crews. The hangars are populated. Resources. Couple of guns. Start sector has a bunch of debris in it. Everything's basically in here. I'm not going to change anything else. Okay, technology settings. Basics. Faction rules are on hostile. A second. I'm missing something, and I'm just looking for. Just doing another quick check over it here. I want to see if I can find the check that says hints. There it is, right at the very top. Scenario hints. Turn that off. These are very irritating, especially as you get going, because it tells you things to build, what to do, it's like, yeah, don't care. Next crew, we have Annika, our navigator. No construction abilities. She's got gunner, shield abilities, operations abilities, navigations, and research 2. Kind of actually useless there, Annika, but I mean mining skill. What's the difference? Oh, that's the entire team. Okay. Yeah, you'll probably end up just being a crew member and never going into combat. Clyde was a bartender. Piloting, botany, so he's got a botany skill and an industry skill. So he's going to end up working on my industry section. Again, navigation, shields, a good surrender rate, that's handy. Reasonable accuracy. George, the computer programmer. High intelligence and high perception, but low surrender ability. Again, no real skill on anything. like barely enough construction skills to do anything. Jakob, navigator with bloodlust. Ooh. -40 on surrender. Hello, combat specialist. Hello there. Piloting, mining. So he's a miner, but he is definitely going to be combat team. Ridley, the driller, also with bloodlust. Also 50% surrender. Hello, wow. What did I do to deserve those two? I guess it's almost worth putting up with the 4 that are useless. Industry. So he's high in industry skill too, which is good. And Roscoe, another one who was a bartender. -25. So we've got Clive the bartender, Roscoe the bartender, Jacob and Ridley as our combat off team. Confident, that's a nice one to have. High research skill, good gunner skill. Again, high in botany, so he's also good with that. So that's all fairly reasonably okay. We'll take these crew, we'll let this thing go up here. Now, before we let the thing get going here, I want to take this I'll take this ship, go into here, and I have to remember. Now, these are the new windows, interior windows and exterior windows. And the spacesuit door is still showing up in walls. Okay, furniture. So this is what we start with. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to start with, this is the blank ship. Alright, we're going to start with add a new ship, and then the first thing I want to do is take this ship and trash it. I want to check out one of the new 2x3 ships. This uses all 24 of your points. Basically, it is everything that you're allowed for the whole thing. So I believe that's the maximum points you're allowed to have. Because normally you would take a 2x2 system, which is 16 points, which is fairly good. And then you would add you could add 2x2. So I think actually 34 or 32 would be your thing, right? So 16 and 16. So yeah, 32 system points. So 24, we're pretty much there. From 32 would be 12 points. 4 from 12 would be 6 points. All right. 6 would be 24 and 6 would be 30, and 2 would be 8. Okay, so we got 8 points total. So we could build a size 2 ship in addition to the size 3x2 ship, which isn't too bad. This also means that I would not be able to ever take a 2x2 ship in another sector. That being said, I could always build a small 1x1 shuttle if you will, that would literally fly from one ship to the other. But I think I'm going to take this one with the 3x3 ship, or the 3x2 ship. And I want to try building one of these. Now, of course, this is the inverted cow ship of Faint Hope. Okay, now typically I would do is activate the sketch on this area and sketch this out. So maybe what I'll do is I'll pause here for a bit. I'm going to sketch something out. What is probably going to be basically fairly simplistic like I normally do. Because you know me, it's just basically it's a big square covered with big squares. You know, there's your ship. Have a nice day. I am thinking of a few of the lessons that I learned from previous things. For example, have an outer hull. So what I would probably do is have an outer hull and say, okay, I need to assume the size of a standard storage pod. Okay, there's a standard storage pod plus a hallway, 2 squares, and then have like, so there's your hallway with 2 squares. So you would have a boundary between that. Like this, so that this area here so that, for example, this area here would stay heated. If there's an event like, say, a solar flare, this area will stay warm, but yet you have a break between the 2 sections of hull, and this area wouldn't get as warm. So there's that. So I'm probably going to do something similar to that with this ship. I want to have it set up so that there's a center hull area with an outer docking area. Again, drives are only allowed at the back end of the ship, so your drives are here on this part of the ship and can't be anywhere else. So, you know, there's your drive systems go in here, and your docking, of course, is on the side. And then, of course, you need your shuttle pods. Can't draw today. Your shuttle pods and your little what do you call them? The little mining pods that come with the station that you start with, wherever it is there, because you can take both shuttles and all 4 mining pods if you do this correctly. So I want to build all of that, move all of this debris off of this ship or off this hull, and set all that up. So this is going to take a little bit of doing. Again, as I said, I'm not overly great when it comes to designing ship layouts and stuff. I'm not going to have some majestic monstrosity that really sings. Instead, what I'll probably end up doing is something simple and then just keep adding to it as I go as I build. But I'll start in the middle here with, again, something fairly simple. Have a dock, have a thruster core, that sort of thing. I'd love to do is have it set up so it's literally it's a series of small ships. So it looks like I have a ship, you know, and a ship kind of thing, and they have to go from one little thing to the other, and they're all little parts of ship. I've always wanted to try and do that. Again, that didn't work the last time I did it, and I'm not going to hold out that I'll be able to make something work with this one either. So I'll bring it back after I have drawn and traced a whole bunch of squares and hopefully figured out a way to make the squares look like something of interest, you know, because yeah. So don't go away. We'll be right back. We're back. I have done a little bit of sketching. I stopped at a certain point and I just cut everything off beyond that point. I said I'm not going to go crazy on it. So I'm going to show you where I'm at here. I started with the basic aft quarters of the ship. Of course, I always find it's best to start from the bottom and work your way to the top, or from the aft of the ship and work your way to the front. I want to try to do is have it so that the main ship body in the middle here has pylons on either side like these. I don't know if I'm going to do multiple pylons or just singles and just have them linked with passageways. I am going to put in the 2 wide doors here. That's why these 2 are too wide. Of course, as normal, what I want to do is have this section of the ship used primarily for thrusters. Have a section of the ship here for shuttles and that sort of thing. And then as we build forward in the ship, I want to put in an engineering section and whatnot. I am going to put a couple extra docking things. I want to put a pair of docking pylons on, or a pair of docking stations on. If I can, I would like to see if I can stick one on the bottom here. If not, then I'll probably just stick it off to the sides. But either one is going to get a docking station and then a series of what do you call them? The storage units. And I'll probably put is some of the engineering, like the manufacturing along the outside as well. I want this to be not exactly the area where you want to live, hang out, socialize, that kind of thing. This literally is going to be, this is where the machinery is. This is where the most air, what do you call it, is the stuff for cleaning the air, the stuff for having the vacuum in the air if I have to, that kind of thing. It's going to be on these 2 pylons. Now I'm hoping I've got them wide enough. I don't know, but we'll find out. And then as I build the rest of the ship's body, I'm not sure of the shape. I mean, I tried kind of an arch. I tried a few other things, but I found it was just getting a little frustrating. So I said, you know what? Start with this and add on as you go. I have also done here is really quickly I've taken the time and I've set my schedules for everybody. Same typical normal work schedules that I normally do, where I have 6 hours of sleep followed by 5-hour work increments interspersed with breaks, 1-hour long breaks. Because it's all they ever do is work and sleep. You know, the added break is kind of nice. Because I'm sure if you were working 18-hour days, whatever it is, it works out too, you'd probably burn out and go a little bit spacey too. I've already recruited my individuals and ordered them to come down here and pick up weapons, so we're going to start on that. And I'm going to do real quick here is I'm also going to order the mining of all resources. I want to get these brought in as well. Okay. And last, I haven't ordered the production facilities yet to do anything, but I probably should. So overview, so it would be refine, water, water, if less than 3 produce, that's fine. This, produce continuously if I have it. Recycle continuously all scraps. I want these all done. Whatever scraps we get brought in. Steel plates if less than 5. Electronic components, same deal, if less than 5. The blocks, the hull blocks, if less than 5 produce. Infra blocks, if less than 5 produce. And soft blocks, if less than 5 produce. The composter, I'm actually going to leave the composter alone. I'm not even going to bother with it. The oxygen generator, I'm not going to bother with that. And the assembler, I think I've already ordered. These, real quick here, I'm just going to order grow of fruits and veg and seeds. And I'm going to do this one again also with seeds and fruits. That way they can all work on those. Tools facility, gas scrubber. I don't think there's anything else that actually manufactures anything up here that I'm overly worried about for now. So we're going to start with that. Let's get these guys moving. That is forward. Okay, Ridley. Skills. Ridley is my 50 surrender and Jacob was my 40. So Ridley, 50 surrender. So we're going to put you with the shotgun. And then you can go and enter craft. Clyde, you're next. You're going to take one of these. You can go enter the craft. Looks like it might be Roscoe next. You can enter craft. And finally Clyde. And also you enter craft. We're going to dock up over here. Now this is interesting that they actually show this as a docking spot. That's kind of interesting. Dock up over here, accept, and away we go. Yeah, see, click to collect dock selected craft here. That's kind of interesting. Again, here's the new windows. I don't see much for the new things, but I think this is part of the paint program. And the fact that it doesn't show, it shows the roof because I haven't actually been in this area yet. So as soon as this craft has settled up here, everybody can get off. Grab these guys, and we're going to start moving our way in. Let's move away from that door. Let's move away from that door too. Clyde, you just move back up here a little bit. Roscoe, you just move back here just a tiny bit. There's an awful lot of bugs in the first opening area here. I think there was one more that I saw went off this way. I'm just going to give it a second. And we'll move in. That's why I like coming in over the space area as opposed to just walking straight in. Guessing we're seeing these guys through a window or something. Okay, so we'll undraft these guys, undraft the shuttle, clear the notification, select this, and transfer, select all, and salvage. Again, we'll just select everything and salvage everything. Okay, these guys should all go off duty, do their things, whatever. Let's see about interior walls. Yeah, so we have a window here. That's what we were able to see through into this area, is because there's windows here and here, windows there, window there, which might make it kind of nice if you're building this ship and you want to be able to see building whatever the main ship, you want to be able to see into an area where you might suspect that there will be hostiles, or keep an eye on prisoners of war or that sort of thing. Don't really see any other use for these windows except for strictly decorative or lighting issues. George, you have to deal with it, dude. Okay, we got no food. Not sure where the algae maker is here. But if you want to eat, you're just going to have to either suffer, go hungry, or eat algae. So there's usually food on this station. There's 33 units of food. Yeah, there's food, there's meat, there's veg, there's 18 space foods already made up. So, you know what? Deal with it, man. Alright, so for the next little while here, we're just going to go through the usual rigmarole. I'm going to attempt to build enough of this ship that I can get something that is, in big finger quotes, space-worthy. It's basically just going to be able to move and support the life that I have on it, and hopefully be able to be big enough to carry all of the gear on it as well. I'll tear down this unit here, and we'll see what we can do. And next episode, we will look at seeing what we can do to move on into the first sector around us here, which is, of course, this one here with some gold and ice in it, as well as currently having a civilian ship in it. There are quite a few stops on this one section, but that's good. Only seeing one other spur. And again, I want to try to see how far we can go. Now, this is a barren system. Now, I had the barren system on the last one. It was way over here someplace, and we never actually made it there. So I might actually pop into the barren system. I'm not sure. The safe star system, of course, this is nice. It's protected with the dudes walking around in there, the space police there, whatever they are, the military faction. And it will also bring up the question of what kind of character do I want to play as? Do I want to maybe go and be somebody who is not quite so unfriendly with the military police and a little bit more friendly with, say, the Slavers Guild or the Pirate Solutions? Because, I can take pirates and I can convince pirates to join my cause, and I can take military police and I can take them prisoner and kill them, and they're not much more difficult than the pirates. Simply just either avoid the larger class ships and shoot the smaller ones, or vice versa. However, making friends with the pirates would mean I would be stopped less when traveling through pirate stations. I mean, these are all options that we have. Now, again, we do have the alien system in this sector. We have the abundant resource system. We have a lot of secure zones. This is Android Collective, Slavers Guild, and a secure system. So this poor Slavers Guild is trapped between these two hostiles here. And we do have, I'm guessing, abundant resource is where the Haven planet is. Although it's hard to say. I've never actually gone and looked for the Haven planet, although there is something that you can do as well. But next episode, we will see what we can do. So thanks all for watching, kids. Hope you're enjoying Space Haven. And I'll see you on the next episode when we're ready to leave this system. Good night for now.